Wissahickon Superintendent Dr. James Crisfield is with us today to talk about the district's Each and Every Student commitment, which the district launched in the fall of this school year. Welcome, Dr. Crisfield. Please explain what the district's focus on each and every student looks like.
Thanks, Anna. Thanks for having me here today. Our focus on each and every student is, as its name suggests, a commitment on our part to make sure that each and every student in Wissahickon, K-12, has their needs met, that we are paying attention to what's best for them, and that we can do everything in our power to make sure they're successful and happy in school.
With regard to the Achievement Gap, what are the goals of the Achievement Gap 10-year attack plan?
The Achievement Gap 10-year attack plan is part of a four-pronged strategy to meet the needs of each and every student. We first are going to know that relationships matter, that we are going to try to know something about each and every student so that we can tailor our approach to them appropriately. The second thing that we're going to do is, with regard to equipping teachers with strategies, our focus on differentiated instruction is intended to better equip teachers to know what students need in their own individual circumstances, what your learning style is, what your where you are, where you're starting, and then the teachers tailor the instruction, differentiate it for everybody in their class. That's a way to meet each and every student's learning needs. We're going to, the other prong of that would be to make sure that in regard to high school and senior year, that when you get towards senior year, that the life after high school opportunities for each and every student are maximized. You might be particularly interested in this sort of college, or you might be particularly interested in this line of work. Our high school guidance department is going to be great. It's going to be either the best in the state or one of the best in the state at meeting the needs of each and every student after high school. And then the fourth thing is our observation that sometimes there's an achievement gap, meaning students from certain demographic backgrounds, maybe ethnicity, maybe income status, maybe gender, sometimes don't achieve at the same rate as other students. And so we're really going to attack that last one with everything we've got.
What are the various sub-gaps identified in the plan?
We have observed about the achievement gap that there are things that contribute to it. And so the achievement gap itself is just simply students not achieving at the same level, test scores, grades, that sort of thing. But what we asked ourselves, what causes that? And in our thinking and our observations, we've got 10 what we call sub-gaps that we believe contribute to the overall achievement gap. And they range from an attendance gap. Sometimes kids from certain demographic backgrounds are either late or absent more. There's one that we are looking at with regard to entrance gap. When you get to us in kindergarten, sometimes we observe that kids aren't as ready for school as others. We've got an engagement gap, which is particularly important to me, and I know also to Dr. Blair, which is we observe that kids from certain demographic backgrounds don't engage in school things as much, sports, clubs, that sort of thing. And all of those, attendance, engagement, there's a wellness one where there's a gap in wellness. All of those we feel, if we can close those sub-gaps with all sorts of different strategies, we have teams. Each of the sub-gaps have a team associated with it. There's leaders at each school. There's staff members involved. We're researching ideas. We're trying all sorts of different things to, for example, close the engagement gap. And if we find that certain things work, we'll keep doing them. And if we find that certain ideas aren't working, we're definitely going to prune those out. Because our attitude is, this is so imperative and it's so important to close that gap as soon as we can that we just try everything, measure how it's going, measure the success or not, and then move on next year with either the same things or new ideas. It's a 10-year attack plan, and we're committed to this thing for 10 years. That doesn't mean we're going to wait 10 years to finish it. We're starting right now, but we're going to sustain it for 10 years.
What can we expect for the rest of this school year and next school year related to the Each and Every Student focus?
You'll be able to see things that hit all four of those areas. We have some ideas about how to learn or know more about each and every student. Maybe that could look like mentoring programs. At the younger grades, it could look like older kids maybe partnering up, mentoring, reading to, simple as that, younger kids. It could look like when you get to the high school level, which you are, once you start going down to the guidance department, school counseling department, you'll see that there's a renewed focus on or making sure you're aware of all your options. You probably are aware of all your options anyway, but for a student who isn't, or maybe needs just needs a little assistance in figuring out what the options are, we're going to be really well equipped to do that.
Thank you for joining us today, Dr. Crisfield. From the WTVI crew and Wissahickon School District, I'm Anna Skillum. Have a great day.